Could it be the recently deceased Ahsoka?
Impossible.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Cinta with the Intel, and we're getting ready to watch episode 6 of Ahsoka. Episode 5 was such an eye-opener, man. It was absolutely worth the price of admission. I'm hoping episode 6 follows along. So without any further ado, let's get started.
We have former Imperials working throughout every level of the New Republic government.
Yes, but I believe their activity speaks to a larger operation involving Thrawn.
Thrawn! Such an awesome name for a bad guy.
I'm not sure I like this plan.
There's no other way. Without the map, we don't have the proper hyperspace coordinates.
Move us in.
You're certain they know where Sabine was taken?
I have no idea.
We're gonna go on this hunch.
Intergalactic travel within a star whale. Now I really have done it all.
When we were younglings, back at the temple.
History of the Galaxy Parts 1, 2, and 3.
1 being the best, of course.
Yeah, the Old Republic. Can we get some content with that?
There's something I didn't tell Hera about Sabine.
Uh-oh.
Which is
She went with the enemy willingly.
impossible.
I saw it through the Force when I held the map.
Well, that is troubling.
A little bit.
Troubling.
But she's doing it for love.
She was fated to make that choice.
Probably.
Meaning?
Perhaps for Sabine, it was the only choice.
Huh.
A choice she made for herself.
Yeah.
That is your fear.
It was definitely a selfish choice. She thinks that maybe, it's a fall towards the dark side because, that's how Anakin kind of fell because of love.
Very well. A long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far, you know it.
away.
He said the thing, right?
I try to avoid that.
I can understand why.
Hey. We had a deal.
Did you?
Promised me I would see Ezra again.
She's like, silly girl. Silly Jedi.
I believe she can still be of some use to us.
The super duper hyperspace.
My people were among the first to harness and ride the creatures in the days before time was counted.
Dang.
The whales came here to die. Iridia was a graveyard.
Oh. Well, that's interesting. But if her people are from here, oh, look at the bones. Then that means Darth Maul, because he is of that race, comes from their entire ring is filled with bones. That means Darth Maul is from another galaxy. That's pretty cool.
Receiving a beacon signal from the planet's surface.
Let us not keep them waiting.
I love this intergalactic stuff.
Welcome, child of Dathomir.
Child of
You
God.
do our ancestors credit.
Long have we waited for you.
And you came, as Thrawn promised.
As Thrawn promised.
You shall wait. He is coming.
Okay.
It reeks of Jedi.
Oh, reeks of Jedi.
It is dangerous.
Well, that kind of implies that Jedi are from this galaxy as well, then, right? A little bit.
It will wait in solitude.
It.
Hey, we had a deal. Where is Ezra? Where is he?
Shut up. Get your ass on out of here. My man is like, yo, this is way out of my hands and out of my league.
What is it, Master?
This is a land of dreams and madness. When I was a bit older than you are now, I watched everything I knew burn.
The Jedi Temple?
Oh.
Realize it's all inevitable.
And what is that?
Fall of the Jedi.
Oh.
Won't our alliance with Thrawn finally bring us into power?
Us, as in the Jedi? What us are we speaking of?
It's the beginning.
Ah.
So I may finally bring this cycle to an end.
And that beginning is here.
Okay, he's becoming so much more interesting. Because his why, you know, that's the thing. We want to make sure we get a good why. Dang. Look how dusty and dirty all of the soldiers are. Oh, wow. That's awesome. Look at Thrawn. So there's like this old Japanese term when you repair broken things with gold.
This is Enoch, captain of my guard. He shall begin the cargo transfer.
Enoch look dope.
Mercenaries.
Dang.
Balin Skull. And his apprentice, Shin Hati.
She does have such a cool name. Shin Hati.
Of the Jedi Order.
That would be me. Like, you didn't know that, did you?
You're quite right. You'd be of great use to us.
Okay, juicy, juicy.
Thrawn.
What a delight it is after so long to see a familiar face.
Just answer the question.
No need for hostility. I'm aware of your agreement with Balin Skull, and I intend to honor it.
Like she feel like something like she got power. I don't understand that.
It's also quite possible that your friend is dead.
If you survived, I'm sure he's doing just fine. I'd rather not waste any more time. What kind of ride you got around here?
Okay, what new creature we got now? A wolf rat? A bat wolf?
Sabine Wren will have the opportunity of finding Ezra Bridger. Just as promised. And if she does, you and your master will destroy them both.
I don't know. I feel like Ezra got some upgrades. And there goes your bat wolf. Dang. Beskar holding you down, ain't it? Loot the bodies. Been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate.
It matters not whether Wren and Bridger are killed or stranded here.
Dang.
The same can be said for your two mercenaries.
You abandoned me.
Yeah.
Should have known you were a coward.
Like, yo, what are you talking about? You just visiting here. I live here.
Okay, fine. I'll give you another chance, but you better not bail on me this time. Got it?
Poor little wolf bat thing. I know it was like, yo, they was shooting. You got armor on. All I got is this leather.
You got something?
You don't see this nose and these ears? All right. Well, I was saying we need to get some new alliances. I guess we got our first one.
It's a rock. You're embarrassing yourself.
Nah, but Ezra might have sat on the rock or something.
I don't believe it. You must know Ezra Bridger.
You think those are practical effects or that's all CG? It looks CG. Yeah, that's CG.
Yes. You know him. You've seen him.
Whatever.
Do you know the one she seeks so desperately?
Bridger? No. He's too young. Comes from a breed of Boken Jedi trained in the wild after the temple fell.
Like me.
Yes.
No. He was trained as a Jedi. You, I trained to be something more. I see what once was the great witch kingdom of the Dathmiri. The existence of the Great Mothers confirms this.
The witch kingdom of the Dathmiri.
There's no need for bloodshed.
I mean, you
Enemy of
standing
our
next to the
enemy
bodies.
is our friend.
Well, you didn't exactly tell any of us where you were going.
That's because I didn't know where I was going.
Typical. Always a plan. Never a good one.
Didn't it?
It worked.
Yeah, no, tell him the full story, though. It is good to have him back.
I see my friends found you.
Yeah. Your very own band of rebels.
I see what you did there.
You're riding a hound. How'd that happen? In fact, how did you find me? How did you get here?
Yeah.
Let's not talk.
No. Y'all should talk about that.
Thanks for coming. Can't wait to go home.
Yeah, about that. What are in those casket-looking things?
The thread of fate has spoken to us.
Another comes. A Jedi.
They ride the travelers.
Oh.
Could it be the recently deceased Ahsoka?
Impossible.
After all, death and resurrection are common deceptions played out by both Night Sister and Jedi.
Balin assured me of her death.
And yet, he was once a Jedi. So, we must regard him as flawed.
Oh.
Yes, Grand Admiral.
If a star whale approaches Peridia, destroy it with prejudice.
Dang, you out here killing whales?
Great mothers, I shall once again require the aid of your dark magic.
The thread of destiny demands it, Grand Admiral.
Admiral's like, I am not scared to use this magic. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're gonna see a cut down version of our reaction because we're only allowed to show you a limited amount of picture-in-picture. But if you wanna watch the whole thing with us uncut, uninterrupted, head over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/Sintel. Become a member of this channel. You'll get access to the full uncut reaction, but you will need your own Netflix, HBO Max, or Disney Plus subscription so you can open up each episode in an adjacent window to our reaction. We'll give you a little time with a small reference video at the bottom of the screen to help you sync up the footage. And it'll be like you're watching it with your favorite pals from the internet. This magical 6-shooter that I got wielding. I think that's how we're gonna close out, isn't it? Yeah, it is. All right, excellent episode. It is they kind of like pull back the reins when compared to the previous episode because there was so much. That episode, the previous episode, was such a chef's kiss that I came into this with measured expectations. You're not gonna expect like back-to-back bangers like that, but this was still good. We said earlier regarding like the whole Star Trek element of exploring galaxies far away. We're doing that, and in good Star Wars fashion, we get a chance to see some of the new creatures, some of the new friends. I don't know the names of any of these species. I'm sure my diehards know the names of like the wolf bat looking thing, the wolf rat thing, and of course the turtle people, the Ninja Turtles looking people. It just goes with the storyline, right? You have to go to new places, find the allies that's there. There's probably gonna be some small little side quests. There's probably a reason why those little turtle looking creatures are always migrating from spot to spot. Do the little side quests, come back, and it's kind of like business as usual. It's kind of like following like a Star Wars kind of formula, which is a good thing. That's not a bad. What I am happy about is the opportunity to like Sabine's character again. I liked her in Rebels so far up to this point, and she hasn't really been a fan favorite of me so far. It's all about the Ahsoka show, which it should be because the name of the show is Ahsoka. We didn't get a whole lot of time with her except for in the very beginning when she's going through that thing that like most parents do, or maybe even teachers do, when you're worried about if the person that you're teaching, be it your child or your student, has learned enough and is wise enough in order to make it on their own. So I did appreciate that little bit of moment. I don't understand, I guess maybe I'm reading too deep into it, but I just don't understand the need to kind of respect Sabine's wishes coming from Thrawn and the witches. I just don't get it. I don't understand what you're planning to get. I mean, I don't know, you're bad guys. Who cares if you honor your word or not? But that doesn't matter. What matters is that are you entertained? And I was entertained. I do want to see more from Shin Hati as well. What a great name. And how they said something that was kind of interesting too, that they were kind of like these rogue-ish kind of force-sensitive former Jedis teaching their pupils, teaching their apprentices. And one was taught in the ways of the Force, which is Ezra, and then Shin Hati was taught to be something different. I am fully invested and interested in Balon Skrall's why, as to what it is that he senses, what is his grand plan in order to stop the never-ending fall of the Jedi, rise of the Jedi, fall of the Empire, rise of the Empire. He says it's like this cyclical thing that never seems to stop. I love a good antagonist. I don't want to call him a bad guy just yet, even though he's got bad guy written all over him. I just want to call him an antagonist for now until I can figure out what the why is, right? What is this force that's pulling? Why is everybody trying to leave? Is there something that the witches aren't telling everybody regarding this? How deep does this magic go into? They also said something about recognizing that there was a Jedi there, which implies that there's Jedi that's been in this particular galaxy. So the whole religion or the organization of Jedi could be older than we could even possibly consider, spanning as far as this galaxy that we're currently in. And there's beef between the witches and the Jedi. So that's interesting. I thought it was cool when Thrawn showed up, in Thrawn fashion, which was dope. He has a full blown, intergalactic battle star ship thing that pops up. And it's looks like it's been repaired from scrap metal. Bits and pieces of this, that, and the third come together in order to make it better. And I said earlier in the reaction, there's a process that the Japanese use when something breaks. It's either the Japanese or the Chinese. Of course, you all let me know in the chat. Where when something breaks, they take gold metal, melt it, and put the pieces together with the gold that's been lined, and it gives it like a very unique design. It becomes like a one-of-a-kind kind of thing because of the break. It may even make it stronger, makes it more beautiful, makes it more valuable. And you're seeing that, like these gold pieces with some of the stormtroopers. Some of their armor has some of the gold pieces. You see it all on the weapons and stuff. This thing that's fixing this broken thing to make it better. I think that's a really cool visual. It's a cool way of letting you know that this is not what it was in the previous galaxy. It looks like they got like this red duct tape around some of the stormtroopers. With the same thing, this is not what you think it is. Where it's different, it's stronger, it's unique. It has a different kind of purpose. I like that. That's dope. Thrawn, he looks cool. The actor playing Thrawn seems to be doing pretty well. It's nothing that's like an over-the-top performance. Nothing that's making me gasp or like feel like I'm worried or concerned or any like super poignant moments from lines that's being said. But it's our first time meeting him, and I'm sure all of that's gonna come a little bit later. Seeing the other three witches was cool. Same thing, we've got to get warmed up to these characters. Morgan Elsbeth, who plays like the main witch, that's who's going out there. She seems like she may be taking a bit of a backseat to some of the other stronger characters, such as Thrawn, which would be a little bit of a shame because I'd like to see her, expressed a little bit more. How are you all feeling regarding an episode that doesn't really focus on Ahsoka that much? I'm cool with it because we still have to set the parameters. And then like the big reveal, of course, is Ezra. Ezra doesn't know what's happened, the sacrifices that's been made in order for him to have been rescued. How is he going to take that? I'm assuming he's probably not going to take it too well because he made such a big sacrifice of time and resources and everything else in order to send Thrawn away, only to have him come back after all of that sacrifice led for naught, right? All for naught. I'm sure he's going to feel some kind of way about it. This is old Ezra. It's not like the young Ezra that we saw in the very first couple of seasons of Rebels. So I'm curious to see what that looks like and how they're going to get back and what's it look like when Ahsoka gets back. And overall, this is good. It's a decent episode. It's not a bad episode. I know we don't have a whole lot left. We're on episode 6, and I think the total episode count is going to be 8. So we have 2 more left before they wrap this up. Truth be told, I am a little bit shocked that they kind of showed him as early as they did. I figured regarding Thrawn, I kind of figured they weren't going to show Thrawn until maybe the next episode or the season finale, and like this big thing, like now that we found him, then you have to like wait till next season. But they showed him relatively early, which is cool. Let me know what you think about this episode, what I get right, what I get wrong, what I missed, and also drop in like some Easter eggs that may explain a couple of things or two. Let me see what else. The set design was cool. Yeah, I think that's it. We're gonna go ahead and stick a pin in this bad boy. Thank you all for if you haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Hit the subscription button, and of course give us that thumbs up, because that's how people know you're digging what we're giving you. This is Ahsoka, and we'll catch you all on the next episode. All right, peace.